starting,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay, I think the recording is started.
yeah.
Okay, let me go back to the main presentation. So, hello everyone. Welcome to today's session. My name is Anurag Chokse, and I am the founder of Stuhire. And in today's session, right, we are going to talk about so why we developed Stuhire and what is Stuhire. So, at the very core, the goal of Stuhire is to making students job ready. Stuhire is a platform where we are doing everything possible to make students job ready right out of school. And before I go to the next slide, right, I want to keep this session as an interactive session. I don't want to just go through my slides and present everything, but I also want you guys to ask any questions, anything if you have any suggestions, feedback, or question, just feel free to ask your question in between. So don't wait till the end. If you have anything you want to know about, just let us know, right? So that's we would really appreciate, and then that will help us solve solve other questions as well. And sometimes it happens a lot of people have questions but they wait for other people to ask or till the end, right? So I just want to keep it open and keep it interactive. So before we get started, right, some of you might have already joined our previous session, so you might already know about what Stuhire is doing. So I'll take like 5 minutes in this session in the very beginning to talk about some of this content might be a repeat content, but since there are a few new folks who joined today's session, so I want to go through what Stuhire does, right? So this is a 1 minute video. I'm going to play it right now, which will talk about what Stuhire does at a very high level.
Currently, students pass out from schools or colleges with skills while the companies looking to hire them are looking for a combination of skills and practical experience, making it extremely difficult for students to land their first job and build a career. With the vision to help students gain practical experiences that will launch them into their dream careers, Stuhire is creating a free gig economy where students will post their skills and buyers can reach out to them to get their work done for free. Students can build a work portfolio and receive feedback and recommendations to create a strong online profile, helping them get their dream job. Students can also earn tips and do paid work and internships. Companies on Stuhire can post assignments for our students, which will help them find a perfect candidate without scanning through tons of resumes and saving them all the hassle and money spent on the hiring process. To know more, visit www.stuhire.com.
So this video pretty much summarizes what we do, right? Like making students job ready and doing things which will help students become more job ready, right? Now moving on to the next slide, right? So just a very high level discussion about the team. So this is me on the leftmost, and my name is Anurag. I got 12 years of technology management and development experience. I started as a multimedia student from a small town in Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur. I did an 11th month diploma in multimedia, and I was lucky that one of my mentor has a good industry experience, so he kind of helped me throughout the process to get things done in the right way, to build a portfolio, get recommendations, get practical experience, and that really helped me throughout my career, especially in the very early part, right, where most of the students struggle, right? Because I had the right set of tools in terms of like what I just described, I was able to get through that difficult phase, right? Right now, in my previous organization, I was a senior engineering manager and principal engineer. I'm also a startup advisor working on a bunch of different ed tech startups, advising them on their technologies, and I'm the founder of Stuhire. In the center, I got Poonam. She is a product management veteran. She is just amazing. Like she worked for Oracle. She was a VP at Oracle, and she was responsible for all the student softwares developed at Oracle. And then on the rightmost, right, we got Deepa. She before joining us, she was head of PR marketing for Asia Pacific region for LinkedIn. She was with LinkedIn for 10 years. Before that, she was head of marketing for an IBM company and few other companies. And she is our Stuhire head of India department. So this is the co-founding team. And then we got Sonam here. She's the business development manager working from India and then helping us scale the whole idea in India.
Good afternoon, everyone.
So moving on to, I'll just talk about a high level thing about what is a mission and vision. So the mission of Stuhire, as said, is making students job ready right out of school, right? And then the vision is democratizing opportunities for all. And I'll just talk about like this, the second part of it, right? The vision is we want students to have opportunities irrespective of their financial and geographical background. Being a multimedia student myself, and I know the talent is everywhere, but the opportunities are with like the top tier college or top tier institutes, right? Let's say all the campus recruitment happens in IITs and NITs, right? It's not that all the talent is there. It's that like people don't know the ways, like, or the companies don't know ways to reach out to a mass talent, right? And find out the right talent. So we want to democratize that whole opportunity so that students with skills can get the right opportunity and can build a career for them. And that's what the vision is. And I'll just quickly talk about how I got started with this idea last year. What happened that I was helping bunch of students on the side to give them practical experience reviews and recommendations, and a lot of those students came back to me and said whatever I helped them with really helped them get a job or build a career. And a lot of them got a job because their resume standard out from the others because they have more practical experience in their profile. And that made me realize that I also faced the same issue early on, and this is a common problem across every single student, right? So all of them face this issue, right? If you don't get campus placement, you struggle, and then it's a painful process. So that's what I thought, that how I can help all the students to build something, a strong online profile and whatnot. So that's where this whole idea started, and that's what we built Stuhire, right? And so today we are going to do an institute admin launch. I'm super happy and excited about this part because earlier, like as I said, right, students were able to join the platform, build a portfolio, and do like pretty much a lot of that stuff, right? But there was no way for institute, colleges, or universities to look into what's happening with their, like what their students are doing, how they are performing, what's their status, right, on the platform. Like a lot of these colleges want to have a more say and help their own students on the platform. And then based on all those discussions, we decided that we should create an institute admin profile where institutes can log in and do a bunch of great stuff. So I'm going to talk about what features and how to use that part in just a second. But yeah, I'm really happy and thankful to the entire Stuhire team to make this thing successful and make this thing go live. And so moving on to the next slide. Before even getting started with the demo or talking about the launch thing, right, the institute admin launch, I just want to talk about that the whole thing, right? The whole Stuhire is an idea. It's a collaboration. It's not that Stuhire can make students job ready or you can make students job ready. It's all about collaboration. We all are going to work together to make students job ready, right? We'll provide you and your students a platform. You guys will help your students to come on the platform and help them with a bunch of different stuff. And then the third and most important part, students, right? They have to be on the platform. They have to start learning and using the platform in an effective way. And we already conducted a bunch of those sessions for students. And we recently conducted one through the YouTube channel. So we are going to share all those links with all the institutes. But as I said, this is a collaboration for making students job ready. So I'll just quickly give you a high level overview and then I'll take you to the actual institute admin side. What are the major features on the admin features, right? First thing, you guys can add students, a single student or a whole Excel sheet of like 1,000 or 2,000 students in one go. Then if somebody is joining the platform and saying that they belong to your institute or school or college, you will get a notification where you can verify whether that's the case or not, right? Like you should have a say that and confirm that the student belong to you. So that's the manage part. The other part is the monitor part, where you can check profiles, check students' performance, their reviews, their ratings. This is important, right? Because if students may have a good profile and good review and recommendation and rating, it directly impacts institute, college, or university, like the organization reputation, right? as I said, right, IITs become IITs because their student did a great job. NITs become NITs, or IIMs becomes IIMs because their students are did a great job. We want to make sure that every small or big school, institute, or college should have the same say. So if their students are great, people should know about them. And the way you guys can manage it using the monitor feature, right? So this will help you if some student needs some help, right? In terms of ratings, if they're not able to get things done, they need some help from faculty or teachers or maybe fellow students, you can all provide that to the student. The third part is post work, right? Now you guys should also be involved as part of like generating work for the students, right? So to help you get started, we are going to provide a $20 credit to each institute, and this credit you can use to post freelance work for students. What we would what we'll recommend is like post bunch of work, like a few paid works, some free work for the students, because whatever you are doing is going to show up on institute students profile. So you like, that's why we want you to be part of the system. And then going forward, you can bring a lot of generate local work while we are working on the international side of it. You can help us generating work for your student locally. And then once you post the work, students will send offer with their work that we can do it or whatnot, their profile and everything. I would recommend, or we would recommend, select best students, right? Provide work to your best students. Let's build a profile for them. And because we have a recruiting side where companies are working with us and they depend on a strong profile. They hire students with a strong profile. So let's use our network, your network, and this $20 to build that, post some work for students. Then the post job section, right? So we have a recruiting side of it, where we have a recruiting team who's working with a lot of international buyers, international companies, and even all across India, right? So we help you find jobs for your students. So we work, and then it's like we are not replacing. If you have a placement cell, we are not replacing it. It's something, an added advantage on top of what you are already doing. And then, for example, right, in your local network, right, in your local city, if you have jobs, right, you can bring those jobs on board as well, right, for your students. So these are the four main features: manage, monitor, post work, and post jobs. And now let me take you guys to the website, right, how this all looks. So you go to our website, right? And of course, right after this session, we'll provide you the login credentials for each individual institute. So you will be able to go to the login, and you will have a username, password, and you say, okay, you log in. So whenever an institute logs in, they land on the institute dashboard, right? Which has bunch of features here. The very first feature and the important one is, hey, you guys still there, right? You guys hear me, right? Hey, Sonam.
Yes, we can.
So, okay, perfect. So if once you land on the institute dashboard, right? And then I'll talk about the student side of it. Most of you know about it, but I'll maybe give you an overview of how it works. But you guys can add students manually, add a single student the way you want it, or like most of you guys already have a list of students. So you can upload an Excel file with the list of students. And what should be the template? You can download this template, and then if you open it, it's a very simple, it's opening on my other side. Just 1 second, I'll show you the template, but it's available. 1 sec. So yeah, while it's opening, okay, yeah, it's opened here on my other side. So it's a very simple format. It's a first name, last name, and email. So put all the details in this Excel file in this format and upload it. What will happen once you upload this one, right? All your students will start showing. So there are two other sections. One is the managed students and one is the pending confirmation. The pending confirmation is the tab where if students are registering on their own, right? So you will see that these students registered for this institute, you can select all and accept. Okay, or maybe you can select individuals and confirm that these students belong to your institute. Now, once you confirm that, you can also use the manage students tab. So when you add it, it directly goes here. When you confirm it, that those students come over here, right? And this will give you an idea how your students are performing on the platform. So you see, right, first name, last name, and the status. This is very important, right? They signed up, but email not verified. some of them not registered yet, right? So you can send an email notification, right? And then their username, of course, whomsoever has not registered yet, they don't have this section. But let's say these students have registered, right? So you see username, profile, this is linked to their profile, number of job posted, completed job, and average review. This is a demo institute, and then this has bunch of different features I want to showcase, right? So you see all of this, and this will give you an idea, right? How many students you have on board, what they are doing, what is their rating, right? So if some students is struggling with the rating, you can go and help that student, talk to that student profile, and help him out, right? And then if you want to see some a profile, right? So let's say I want to see the profile of Avantika Gupta, right? You click on it, this will open Avantika Gupta's profile, and you see, right, what kind of work, the entire thing, right? The details about she's a graphic designer, languages, skills, some of the online work, employment history, education, portfolio, introduction, services, and some of the jobs posted by the student, right? Very interesting part here is the reviews and recommendations for Avantika, right? Buyers are giving reviews and recommendations from like for their freelance work on the platform, so you can see all of that. So this is the core part. This will help you to understand how many students you have, what they are doing, and how you can help. So this is very important, right? This was missing earlier. Institutes or colleges were talking to us and say, okay, we want to get the insights about what students are doing. So this is something important. So yeah, this is the first thing you guys will do. Of course, I highly recommend bring all your students on board. Like upload this Excel file, talk to them, and let's have them. Let's create a profile for them. So once students log in, they go through this whole profile flow, and this is most important, right? The whole Stuhire is based on profile. How to make students job ready, it's all comes down to having a strong profile for student, right? That's how they are going to be job ready. So I really want you guys to kind of look into it, help them build the profile. And most of these students have a lot of assignments and work they have done in the colleges and institutes, right? Which is amazing, but that never becomes part of their portfolio. They might have it in some reel or something, but a lot of them don't have it. What they do when they apply for jobs, they just send resume. We don't want to do that. Companies hiring on our platform look into the portfolio, and that's on based on that they hire students. So very important, bring your students on board, make sure all of them are signed up, verified, posting some jobs, having good reviews. And then the other part, right? How you will post a job or work for students, right? So once you log in, right, you see at the very top, right? So see, this institute has a $20 credit. You guys will have something similar. And then once you come here, you can post work for your student. So this will bring you here, right? You can use that $20, let's say $5 each, right? 4 gigs. Say, post some work like a simple one, right? Maybe get a logo design, get a video animation, 3D graphics, whatever, right? Like, you know your students much better than anyone else. What are they really good at? Post some work related to what they're really good at, and description about it. So what we want to do, your students to become more professional. They should know how to use a freelancing website. And this is the way for us to train them how to use a freelancing website. These students go to Fiverr and Upwork, right? And they never get any work there because people on those websites don't want to work with students. And students, of course, there are a bunch of other challenges. And we want you to play that role to make them job ready, make them more professional, and you can guide them, right? How to talk to buyer, right? This is the same way an international buyer or buyer from other parts of India will be posting work for the students or asking them and talking to them, right? So this is a platform where you can do it to make them more comfortable when they are in real life situation. And that's why we are providing this credit so that you can use it and make them more professional. Like when they're talking, what should they do? How should they build a profile? What images should they upload? How they should record the video? So you guys can do it from here, right? And also put deadline. See, as part of making students professional and job ready, they should know how to work in a deadline, right? Generally, students think of things like an assignment, right? Me as a student, I'll say why I have to submit on time, right? I can submit it 3 days later. But in real life situation, that's not the case, right? They have to deliver on time. Then there are two type of job types. One is paid and one is free. So when you are posting a paid, you said budget and budget two. I'll say post some free work as well. So use the $20, but also post some free work for a student. Because when companies and buyers, right, international buyers are coming for student profile, whatever you are going to give them review, it will show up in their profile. And they are not going to say whether it was a free work or a paid work. So you and make sure like whomsoever you are giving this work is he or she is really good, because when international buyers are working based on your review with that student, and if that student is not able to do good work, it will impact your reputation on the platform. Okay, the other part, right? Share with. This is important, right? Sometimes institute want to help, of course, help their students first before like doing it for other students, right? So you can share with public, or you can share with your students. So students you have on the platform, right? Which is in the manage section. So if you say my student, that work will only be available to your students. They will get a notification email that your institute has posted this work. Go and check it out. And there's the third option where you can say upload Excel. So now you have like 5 or 7 like you want to do upload it for a batch, right? Let's say 20 students in a particular class passing out, right? Not everyone wants, you don't want everyone to apply for that work, but the students who are passing out in next month, because they need the profile more than anyone else, right? So you can upload an Excel file in the same template so that those students will only get the notification, and those students can post, uh, send you guys an offer based on the work you are posting here. So this is post a project. This is very important. This will get your students started on the platform, how to use the platform, and how to be very professional about using the platform and working with buyers internationally and nationally. So this is the second part of it. And if I go back to the institute thing, right? The so these are the two things you'll do with. First, get started here, post a work. Then the other part is post a job. So this is the recruiter profile. So recruiters on our system use this to post jobs for students, right? Job, like for example, there's someone looking for PHP developer, or let's say a 3D animator or a 2D animator or a graphic designer, and you know about it as an institute, right? You can post those jobs for your students using the recruiter thing, right? And you can also connect the system to the people in your network who are posting jobs, who want to work with the students, but they don't know how to reach out to your students, right? So they can post a job, and when students are applying for that job, that person can view their profile on the system, right? So this is the second part, right? So as I said, right, we do the whole 360-degree thing. Our goal is to get you experience, get your students experience through our freelance network, then build a strong profile with our profile flow, right? What companies are looking for. And then once they have experience, they have profile, get them jobs. So this is how companies are going to are working with us on the platform and posting jobs. So these are the three parts for the entire system. It's a very simple system, right? But somehow it was not there because people are doing like there are a bunch of different companies, like let's say LinkedIn. They just do the profile part, right? That too without portfolio. Then we have Fiverr and Upwork. They are freelancing website, nothing focused on student. They charge a lot of commission. Students don't get any work. If you have any of your students are on those platforms, you can check with them. So hard to compete with 10 years professional, right? So and Stuhire is absolutely free. If they make a $1, they receive $1. We don't charge any commission or anything. Like, our goal is to like make them independent and job ready, right? And that's how we're going to do it. So this is the overview of the entire launch, right? Three aspects: bring your students on board, use the $20 credit to post some works, and then not just $20, right? You can continue doing that, right? It's for us, right? As Stuhire or as an institute, our goal is to make them a career, right? So we can like we started with $20, but you can pool in your own money. And even right, money is not important. You can post some free jobs, right? Free work for your students, as I just showed. And then once that is happening, if you find jobs, right? So we are going to provide you bunch of jobs on the platform through our network. But you also have a lot of network and connections, right? And we can use and bring the value for your students. So this is at a very high level what the student admin is. And again, as I said, right, go back to institute. This is where you are going to land. Add your students, bring them on board, manage them, make sure they're doing good job. We don't want students with 2 review, right? Because that will impact the institute reputation negatively. So we have to work towards making them a strong profile. Now, if anybody has any questions here, please feel free to ask. And as I said, we are not going to charge institutes for using this system, right? So this is just an added advantage on what we were already doing for institutes and students. Now you can go in and work and see how they are performing. Any questions till now, guys? Okay. So what I'll do, I'll move to the next part. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Zahid here.
Hey, Zaid.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
right. See this part. Actually, extremely sorry to tell. When the explanations was there, I received another 1 or 2 calls. So might be I have missed that point already. You explained that. I don't know, but I didn't understand that. So just I want to make it clear. What the actual use of the dollar money, $20 or 30 or whatever amount is there? How to apply that money? Means what will be the requirement for spending the money? That part I didn't get clear.
See, so absolutely, that's a really great question, right? So, for example, like what we want to do for students is also do the whole thing real time, right? When they're working with a buyer, right, on the platform, when the buyers are posting projects, students will be. So, let's say me as a buyer, I want to get a logo design for $10. And then students with the matching background will get a notification that someone has posted this graphic design work for $10. They will apply for that job or send some offer, and then I will select which student I want to work with. I agree, and then the process starts. So $10 is given to that student. So what we are doing right now as part of this $20 thing is this is a credit which you can use for students to work on the projects, to try this whole thing out and understand and being more professional, and they can withdraw this money. So once the work is done, right, once your project is done, once students say, okay, I'm done and completed the work, and you said, okay, great job, you give the recommendation and rating, then the money goes to students' account, which they can withdraw now. They can say, I want to withdraw this $5 to my PayPal account, and they will get the money in their PayPal account, which they can link it to their bank account, and they receive the money. That's how it works.
So how the process for the PayPal account with the bank
Yes.
account with the students and all the process, because students are not all will be that much smart enough to make all
Well,
this
exactly. Absolutely. That's a very valid question. And we have an entire documentation. So generally, right, I'll go ahead and maybe quickly show you student side of it. And we have a proper, very 10-step document, very simple 10-step document, how to withdraw money. And then we'll share that document with all the students. I'm going to upload it on the website as well. So let's say, Anushya, this is a demo student. So, right, they see, right, how much money they have, how much money the student has withdrawn. So if you go to the profile and you go to the settings section, and this is all in the document, every student will get it, right? They go to the payment and they get a PayPal ID. So they have to create a PayPal account. Why we are using PayPal account? Because this is an international system, right? PayPal can work on 183 plus countries, and our buyers can be from any country out there, right? So this is a very simple process. They need to create a PayPal account and use that ID, put it here. And everything is in our withdrawal document. It's a 10-step process, very simple, and students can withdraw and get their money in their bank accounts. And this will be needed, right? Going forward, when they're doing freelance work, this is the way they're going to withdraw the money from the platform.
Yeah. So Anurag, can you make one demo with our students? to make them understood how the process actually, so that they are should not be facing any difficulty to make this. As we have already conducted one session where our students introductions has happened. Now, if it is possible, like to make a session where the students will understand how to make all this process, because they need to
Absolutely.
understand.
Absolutely. That's a very valid suggestion. And we are actually working on it. So we recently updated the whole profile flow. Now we are going to record a resource page where students can see us, like see bunch of things, like how to fill a profile, how to withdraw the money, how to use the system. We are going to record small short videos for students to look into it and frequently ask questions, right? Like they have bunch of questions, so they can go to that resource page and look into it. So we are going to do all of that. But yeah, while we are working on it, we can get started. And anybody, and then we are going to post that. Maybe I'll share that document, right? The withdrawal document with all of you, all the institutes after the session, right? After the whole sign up process and everything is done, I'll share that with you guys. It's a very simple 10-step process. Being a student, like I know, right, what are the student challenges, and as I said, right, we are very much willing to work with you guys to solve any student challenges. And thanks for bringing it up. I think that was a very important and important point, which we should cover.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you very much. I understand very much.
Okay, moving on to going back to the slide. Okay. So I think we covered the admin features. I talked about most of it. What institutes have to do, right? I think I again already talked about it. Just a quick recap, right? Onboard students, monitor students, post work and jobs for students. The fourth part, also share, right? Students should share about what they are posting. There is a way. You can share on LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Facebook. They get certificates. Every work done on the platform, they receive a certificate from us. Ask students to share that certificate on LinkedIn, Facebook. It's very important. These things make a difference. I have seen students getting job just because they have these certificates, because that they need something to stand out with compared to other students, right? And these things become a tiebreaker. Ask them to share their work and certificate and tag Stuhire on Facebook and on LinkedIn. Very important. You guys also share whatever jobs you're posting on bunch of these platforms. Very important. So these are the very high level what we expect institutes to be doing with us. Next steps, right? So the first thing you guys will need is an institute login. Some of you will be surprised, right? And not surprised. A lot of your students are already on the platform, right? And then you will get that in the pending confirmation thing. Like, so we are working with one institute, Red and White Multimedia. They have around 200 students roughly on the platform, but earlier they had no way of looking into it. So what we need now is like if you want to utilize this feature, right, institute admin, I would recommend, hello, yeah, I would recommend sending an
Hello?
email.
Yeah.
So I would recommend sending an email. Sonam, can you put it on mute? Sonam? Okay. What we will need, you send an email to sonamr@stuhire.com with below details. Name of institute, admin name, who will be the admin person, admin email. This is the email which we'll use for creating the login and account, right? And any communication with the institute or college or university will be happening through this email. Then we need the address. We need the admin contact number, just in case, right? We need some student needs some help, right? We know about it. There's a big project. We want to work with your admin that, okay, can your students do it? Something like that, right? So we need that contact number because things move very fast. We cannot wait for a week for a big project, right? So we need that contact number and expected number of students going to be onboarded. So these are the details, like 5 or 6 details you need to fill in. Send an email to sonamr@studhire.com. We will create an institute account for you with that $20 credit, and then you'll be good to go and to start using our platform. Any questions here, guys? Okay. I think this is pretty simple, and I think Sonam will also maybe send an email to you guys for this. But yeah, if you are interested in it, just go ahead. Sorry.
No, nothing. Somebody's asking something?
Okay. So this is the next step. Send us your details, get the institute login, bring your students on board, make the profile, help them build their profile, and we'll find we'll help them finding the international work experience, working with nonprofits, getting stronger reviews and profile, and then getting jobs from our network. And then also you guys can help us with your network. So this is the next step. So yeah, I think this is pretty much it from our side today. As I said, this is a mission, which we started as from a vision. We are here to help students, help cut down their struggles when they pass out of school. And as I said, the biggest challenge is not having a strong profile and portfolio, right? And we can work together to make that happen for students. So I think that's pretty much it from my side, guys. If you guys don't have any question, what we'll do, we'll share this recording and we'll share the details like which I mentioned, right, which we need to create that institute login. Anybody?